Hi, welcome to the State of Mushing. I'm super excited that you're taking a moment out of your day to join me on these updates that I'm going to bring to you. We've got some important things to go through, so let's get started, shall we? First and foremost, I know that you are clamoring to find out when exactly is the first print for Mushing Magazine gonna hit your doorstep. Well, I've got news for you on that. I've also got news for you about the process. I've got some information that has to do with profit and loss. I have some information for you that's going to surprise you about the historical factors of dog mushing in America. So let's get started now that I've given you the points. So first and foremost, the first print magazine for 2024 will be going out in the mail on April 30th. We have been talking with the printer since December when we took over, and we found out quite a lot. You see, we have never done a print magazine before, so there was a little bit of a learning curve. And when we have found out all of the information that we needed, we discovered that printers like to do what's called an annual workflow. Part of that annual workflow involves us giving them the information about how many print magazines we're going to put out in a year so that they can have the supplies that they need in advance, ready to go when we're ready to drop the next issue. What that means is they look for that information every October. We missed that deadline this year in October of 2023 because we didn't officially take over until December of 2023. Not all is lost. The printer is willing to work with us on an issue-by-issue basis. What that means for you is that our first issue, as I said, will go out on April 30th, so look for that to drop. Some of you do receive the print version, and some of you are still getting the digital version. We're going to do our best to clean up the subscriber list. And what that means is we've received quite a few new subscribers since we took over, but there are quite a few of you that are missing issues from the past subscriptions that you paid to the former owners. We are upholding those as much as we can. So during this process, you may receive issues that you weren't expecting. That's okay. Take it as a gift if you weren't expecting it. Pass it along. Share it with family members and friends. It's all about expanding this genre. So let me talk to you a little bit more about the printer. They're down in Missouri. We're going to tour their facilities. In fact, Robert is super excited about getting to go on that field trip, as a matter of fact, because he's going to learn all about what it takes to print a magazine. He will be sharing that with you in the coming weeks. I think that you'll find it interesting too. Let me talk to you guys a little bit about the profit and loss. In 2024, Mushing Magazine will be operating at a net loss. This can be expected when any company is sold and taken over by another company. The new company may have to make a lot of adjustments, change some things up that you aren't expecting, all to make it a much better product for you to enjoy in the future. And that's exactly what we're doing. You see, Diana and Nils chose us to take over the magazine because of our podcast, Mushing. Robert has been doing Mushing podcasts for the better part of a decade, and that in and of itself generates the ad revenue needed to get this magazine back on its feet again and giving you exactly what you're looking for and hoping for. So give us a little time to right this ship and get things going the way that they should be going, and understand that we are expanding the offerings of what mushing is all about by bringing it all together in one nice package. And that's exactly what you're paying for. Access. Access to the print, access to videos, access to the podcast, access to the historical documents and articles and photographs and gear reviews and all the things that are packed into all those mushing magazines that we're having digitized and available to you on the website. Which brings me to the next news. I'm so excited about this, you guys. I can't even stand it. History is something that I love, and the history of dog mushing is absolutely why I have stayed involved with this sport for the better part of 25 years. I am super excited to announce to you guys that we were offered and honored to take over Team and Trail. Team and Trail was a newsletter that started in 1964 by Cindy Molberg and a few of her friends. That newsletter was upheld and written by Cindy until around 2001 or 2. And in that newsletter, it was the first and only of its kind for a long time, you guys. She would give you articles, tidbits, gear reviews, trail reviews, but most importantly, they would give you the results of the races, and not just the local races around Laconia, New Hampshire. Oh no, she would get information from races all across the country, including up here in Alaska. We are going to be scanning and digitizing those information-packed newsletters for you, and I think that you'll get a kick out of them. The very first one, for sure, was typed with a typewriter and has hand-drawn logos and advertisements in there by Cindy. And so it's very precious, and we are super thrilled to be offering this to you guys. A lot of you may have never heard of Team and Trail. What is it? What's it about? How can it help me with mushing in the 21st century, in 2024 for that matter? Well, you'd be surprised. I've read a few of the articles, and I learned a thing or two about gear and mushing and styles of dogs that absolutely could have a factor in today's world. And think of it like this. There's always something to learn, because even the dogs teach us something new every single day. So I'm super excited to announce that, and I hope that you guys get a kick of it. For those of you that have heard of Team and Trail and know what it's all about, I know that you're going to be excited for what we're going to put together, and we're going to make it searchable as much as we can, you guys. But we want you guys to know that this is the history of a sport that we don't want to see die. We want to see dog mushing and dog-powered sports, for that matter, continue to be a thing, continue to grow. If you've got 1 or 2 dogs, that's all you need. Get out there and do something with your dogs. Thanks for listening, and I hope that you leave all of your questions for us in the comment section. We will do our best to answer each and every one of them.